2 eyes on. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. Okay. Thank you all so very much for your patience. I guess we don't have to text because I can actually talk. Are you able to hear me? Am I audible? Okay. 100% charged. No. No, 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 no. No, you're not. Thank you all for your patience with this. It took us a month, but we are now online. All right, this is great. So, since we've got the new format, everything seems to be lined out here. I'm going to keep the phone close to me. As you can see, we are joined this morning by Stevie, the cat. She is in her little playpen. Tom is inside, so we're going to see if it stays this way. I may need to relocate a cat during our practice. All right. Welcome to the Vineyard. I hope everyone had a great holiday. Let's see here. I have a mat, 2 blocks, a blanket that I'm using to sit on, and I have a strap in my little basket on the table there. So if you have any of those things at home and you want to get them together so that they're close to you, maybe you will use them while we're practicing today. It also looks like I am directly in a brilliant ray of sunshine, so maybe the sun will shift a little as we're practicing, and the color in the video will get better. All right, so we've got about 5 minutes before we are set to get scheduled on our start, so I'll give you some time to get those things together and get your setup comfortable, and I'm going to grab a glass of water now that all of this is settled for production. Okay. You want to eat some, or you want to come outside? You want to do that? Here's our Lion King moment. Tom, the cat, the beautiful cat. Lion King, Tom. Get in there, buddy. All right. Shall we begin? Close enough. So I am starting seated on a blanket with a block folded inside. Heels are kind of lined up in front of each other with knees resting comfortably down. I'm going to place my hands on my legs, resting palm up on the thighs, about midway down. And close your eyes. Take these off. So let your weight start to settle and ground into the parts of you that are contacting your mat, blanket, bolster, whatever you're using for your cushion. So noticing those parts of the body. Looks like we have a little, we're gonna have to relocate a cat, sorry. Not working out between them right now. Come here, bud. Come on, you can go inside. What happened? Does Stevie not want you to be in there with her right now? No? Well, then you can just go inside and you can have the hot end of the house. Sorry. Let's try again. Actually, my cats are putting us on a perfect 10:30 a.m. start time. So, this is life. It is why we practice, to be able to handle these things gracefully and skillfully as they happen. All right, here we go. When you're comfortable in your seat, with the focus moving to the base of the spine, start to lengthen, extending through the crown. And let your shoulders soften. Relax the muscles through your abdomen. Soften the skin and the muscles on your face. Relax your stomach again. Keep your spine straight. Just take 2 or 3 breaths here and get grounded. And the next time you're ready to exhale, let your chin release down toward your chest. Keep the shoulders relaxed. When you breathe in, you can let your right ear roll towards your right shoulder. Tip the chin up just a little, or not. Find the degree that feels good to you down the side of your shoulder, or excuse me, the side of your neck and across the top of your shoulder. And then roll the chin forward and down on an exhale. And breathe in and come to the other side. Again, you're just going to tip your chin to whatever degree works best for you here. Shoulders relaxed again. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, come back to neutral. All right, so we made it through the little cat relocation that was necessary in the beginning. Thank you for that. Sounds like he's trying to escape now. So we are going to kind of move off of the cushion or block or whatever you're using. Just slide it out of the way to the side. Come down flat to a seated position. Bring your legs out straight in front of you. Hands together at the heart. You can either go straight up through the center, or you can sweep the arms out to the sides as you inhale. Drop the shoulders down either way, and on the exhale, come forward over your legs. So you are moving into a forward fold here. And keep the toes pointing up toward the ceiling. The back of the knees. Move down toward the mat. Use the muscles in your legs to do that. And then as you breathe in, lift through the chest so you get extension through the spine, and it will activate the hamstrings. And on the exhale, release the chest down towards your legs. Go ahead and soften your shoulders, let your neck relax. Breathe down to the low back and around the area of the kidneys. One more inhale, exhale here. And breathe in, take the arms up, hands down through the heart. All right, we are going to scoot up just a little bit here. Ground the feet firmly into the mat. Separate the feet out to hip distance. Hold on to your knees here. As you breathe in, lift through the chest. On the exhale, straighten your arms, round the spine down. Let your chin release down towards your chest. Inhaling, come forward and lift. Exhale, back, straight arms. Again, inhale, come forward and lift. And exhale, back to straight arms. This time stay here. Take a full breath in. When you exhale, allow yourself to roll down onto your back. Pull the knees into the chest. You can either hug your knees in and hold on to your wrist or whatever part of your arm you reach, or you can just hold on to your knees. So decide where you want that and then start to rock from side to side. And get still. Release the pressure on the knees and start to circle them around. So you can go to the right a few times and then to the left. Okay, and then we're going to move back to the still point in the center and drop both feet onto the mat. Extend the right leg straight into the air. Either use your strap to lace around the sole of your foot or lace your fingers around the back of your leg. Either way, start to point and flex your right foot. Just a few times with that. And then circle around. And go both directions. And then you can hold it in this flexed position where you're pressing out through the heel. Straighten the left leg and let it rest flat. Sink your shoulders into the mat again. And just work on getting this extended straight leg in the air to a point where you feel like you're working with the hamstring but not overworking. Hold it there for a few breaths. And then we're going to bend the knee here, support it with your arm, and draw your knee out to the right so that it opens through the inner groin. Keep the knee bent and supported with your right arm. Okay, and then we're going to bring that knee to center. Drop the arms into T position. On the exhale, move your right knee to the left side of your body and turn your head in the opposite direction. So keeping the shoulders as grounded as possible on both sides. One more inhale, exhale here. We'll take the right side back to center. Drop the right foot onto the mat. Extend the left leg up. Find your spot to lace the fingers or use the strap around the sole of your foot. Start with pointing and flexing. And then from here we'll move on to circling around a little. A few rounds in both directions. Okay, and then find the spot where you're pressing out through the heel. You can bring the other leg straight and flat down onto the mat. work with this to whatever degree feels appropriate for you. So you're looking for straight through the knee and engaging through the hamstring safely. And bend the knee, hugging it in for a second, releasing the hip flexor. Drop your knee out to the side, opening through inner groin. And then moving the knee back to center and into the twist. So both arms are extended out into T position. So they're straight out from your shoulders. Back of the hands resting on the ground, shoulders as close to grounded as possible on both sides. And then we're going to come back up to center. Draw both knees into the chest. Hug in for a moment, releasing the low back. And then either roll to your side and press the hands into the floor to come up, or you can cross your ankles and rock up. Maybe 1 or 2 rocks. I'm going to do it in 1 because I'm on a wood floor under this. Come back to this position with legs out straight in front of you for forward fold one more time. Hands together, deciding if you're going up through the center or sweeping the arms out to the side. On the exhale, fold forward. Okay, find your spot. So toes are pointing up, back of the knees are pressed down, chest is lifted, exhaling back into the legs, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe again into the low back. One more inhale, exhale, all the way down to the low back, into the kidneys. And then inhale, walk your hands back in towards you to come up. This time we are going to come out to about a 90-degree angle with the legs here. So the inside of the legs are the corner of a square. Put the hands down in front of you. Inhale, lift through the chest. Dee Dee, can you see your pants here? I'm wearing Dee Dee's breeches today. So hands are grounded into the mat. Lift through the center of the chest. On your exhale, come down gently and find the place where you need to stop to stay safe. Remember, keeping your toes pointed straight up is going to protect the alignment through your hip flexors and into your back. And we're going to walk the hands over toward the right side. See if you can lengthen the torso over your leg and exhale, come down into the thigh with your chest, kind of moving the crown of your head in the direction of your big toe. And then move back through center, and let's go to the other side. So again, line up your torso so that the center of your chest is extending over your leg. Drop down so you get kind of light on the one sitting bone. That's the opposite. That is to be expected. Shoulders draw back from the ears, crown of the head moving towards your big toe. Okay. Remember your alignment. Try to keep your toes pointing as straight up as you can. And then back in through center and walk your hands in. Okay, we're going back to that forward fold for the last time here. So move your leg back, whichever one you relocated, to find your spot there, and then get settled on the sitting bones. Again, hands into the heart. Sweep your arms out and up. Rest the shoulders down and exhale out. So we're lengthening crown of the head toward the big toes. Breath moving through the back side of the body. Paschimottanasana. Lock the hands in again. Okay, from here, we're just gonna spin over onto the knees and hands, and just how you need to. Okay, and then to be able to see your screen, however you're watching, move the hands so that they are under the palms are under your shoulders. Check your middle finger to make sure it's pointing straight ahead. And then the inside of your elbows here, instead of pointing forward, we're going to rotate so they're in. Okay? From this spot on the exhale, press the center of your spine up. And then drop the pelvis forward as you inhale. Move through this a couple of times. Exhale, press. Inhale, arching. Stay strong through the shoulders. Exhale, up again. Keep the shoulders engaged. Exhale, drop the top of the pelvis forward. Okay, last one. Exhale, up. Inhale, drop the pelvis forward. Okay, and then back to neutral. From here, we'll be moving to downward facing dog. So we're gonna tuck the toes, lift through the hips, start to press back so that the heels are dropping down toward the mat. Then you can shift your attention to your hands. Press forward into your hands. Spread your shoulders wide, and then see if you can lift your fingertips. If you want to work with hamstrings here, bend your right knee and then your left. Stay for one more breath here in downward facing dog in Adho Mukha Svanasana. We will not have a test on Sanskrit vocabulary ever. Although it's fun to learn. Okay, then from here, just go ahead and walk your feet up to your hands. So kind of settle in here. Find the spot where you have the weight just ahead of the arch of your foot, and that should give you a nice straight line from the heels up to your hips. You can use your hands on your legs to support, or you can let your arms rest wherever they're most comfortable here. There's lots of variations to work with. In forward fold, you can walk the hands to the right to stretch through the sides of the body, and then to the left. You can kind of press your forearms into the back of your legs here if your hamstrings are a little more open and it's available to you. There's also what you can do for your arms that stretches. You can walk your fingers under your toes, if that works. Put it a little deeper. If that works out, you can go with your whole palm under your foot. Whatever you want to work with today, up to you. Sometimes it's nice too for the shoulders if you lace the fingers together behind your back and then let your hands just fall towards your head. And then arms down. Whatever you're doing, go ahead and wrap that up. And start to move back to standing. So we're going to walk the hands up the legs maybe. We're all the way up to standing. All right. It didn't take long, about 20 minutes to get on our feet. And we're going to start to move into first a half salutation and then a regular sun salutation. So find your spot toward the top of your mat so you have plenty of room to step back into downward facing dog in just a moment. So we're going to move first with the hands to Anjali Mudra, palms pressed together in front of the heart. And then line up your toes so they're on the same plane. Pick up the toes, spread them as far apart as you can, keep them stretched. Back down again, and then firm legs. First through the calves and then the quadriceps. If you need to tuck the tailbone under to correct the low back, do that. And then inhaling, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, lift through the spine and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. Back to standing and hands to the heart. All right. Again, inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and extend on the breath. Exhale, drop into your legs. Breathe in, come back to standing. Hands to the heart. 2 more times just like this. Inhaling up. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale all the way down. Breathe in, come up. Hands to the heart. Last one like this, inhaling up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and extend. Exhale, down. Breathe in, come back to standing. And we're going to move into the salutation this time. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift and lengthen. Do what you need to plant your hands flat and then step all the way back with both feet. So here we are hopefully kind of in a flat plane, hips to the shoulders. If you drop down here, you can feel what happens in your wrists. If you go too high, you can also feel what happens in the wrists. So shoulders over hips, kind of level. And then we're going to drop knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga into cobra or upward facing dog. Toes tuck, press up and back to down dog. From downward facing dog, moving the right foot forward. Back foot plants down firm. Remember, you got your alignment here from the heel to the arch of the back foot if your hamstrings are fairly loose. If they are not, the back leg can step out to the side about 1 inch so that you would line up from heel to heel. Okay, so make your pick. Remember the back foot, the toes need to be pointed forward toward the front edge of the mat. And then as you come up, you're shifting the hips forward with the front knee bent deeply. Arms up. And exhale, close. Step back. Left foot forward. Warrior one. So back foot's flat. Pressing into the pinky toe side of the back foot. Deep bend in the front knee. Exhale, close. Step back on your own time. When you're ready to breathe in, walk, step, or jump the feet to the hands. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And hands to the heart. All right, again. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Lift and lengthen. Leap or step to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. And down dog. Okay, so we've got warrior one on the right side, stepping forward. Back foot flat and firm. Take your time coming up. Press into the back foot. Close when you're ready. Hands down, step the front foot back. Left side forward. Yes, you're grounded. Moving into warrior. Hands release down. Step back. Okay. Walk, step, or jump the feet to the hands. Lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms up. Hands to the heart. All right. Let's try a tree. Find your spot. Feet grounded, about hip distance apart. And then moving your toes either to a position where they're grounded onto the mat. Foot can touch the inside of the calf or inner thigh. Yeah, it's not necessarily bad alignment to put the foot against the inside of the knee. You just want to be careful about the pressure that you're placing there as you press into your standing leg. And then arms up. You can use the muscles in your leg that's on the bent side to pull the knee back so you're in a flat plane with the rest of the body. For an advanced pose, you can take your right foot off of the ground. Let me know how that works. It's still silly even on the internet. Okay, so other side, when you're ready to switch over, find your ground on the foot, this standing leg this time, and then wherever you want to place the bent knee side that's available to you to do safely, go ahead and tuck your foot in there. And once you're ready, arms can come up. You can also keep hands here. Preference. Do what feels right for your body. Unwind everything. All right. Let's work with a triangle pose. So we are going to step the feet out to, the position is roughly with the ankles under your wrists. And then we're going to turn the front foot so that it's straight. Back foot gets that same angle that the feet have when you're in Warrior One. Hips this time are shifted toward the long edge of the mat. Okay, we're going to inhale, take the arms parallel to the ground. On the exhale, reach as far forward as you can, kind of like you're keeping this still. Reaching out and then rotate down. So we kind of like a straight line from the fingers on the top through the shoulders and down into the arm on the bottom. It will pull your torso into alignment with your legs better if your hand is on the pinky side of your foot as opposed to the big toe side. Okay. So you got a couple of breaths there. Use a block if you want to or need to for your hand. It's on the lower side so that it keeps you safe and comfortable in the pose. Right now we're going to make it a twist. So we're going to take this arm down, step the back foot in, maybe 2 or 3 inches, angle it a lot more so the toes point way more toward the front of the mat. Drop your hand down and then twist in towards your leg. Down, walk the hands through the center. Move your hands onto your hips. Come back up to standing. Right. Reset the feet. So this time, other leg is the front. Back foot has the angle. Hips are open to long edge. Arms up parallel to the ground. Reach and extend. Down when you're ready. Okay, get the alignment first through the arms, so you're looking for the top arm to line up through the shoulders with the bottom. Pull the torso back into alignment with the legs as much as you can. Take another full breath here. And we'll start making the transition to the twist. So the top arm is going to come down for support. Back foot walks in maybe 2 to 3 inches closer. Much deeper angle on the back foot. And then the front hand this time walks to the pinky toe side. Twist in towards your leg. Keep it breathing. Release out of it when you're ready. Rotate back to the center so you've got a wide leg stance. Line up your toes in front of your heels and then just walk your hands in towards your torso until you're pulling yourself in here and stretching through the hamstrings. Okay, walk your hands back forward. Drop your right hand underneath your right shoulder. Point the fingers of the right hand towards your left foot. Take your left arm up and twist. Stay for one more breath. On the exhale, take your left hand down, drop it under the shoulder, fingers point toward the right foot. When you breathe in, lift up right arm, twisting. And exhale down. We're gonna rotate to one side of the mat. You pick. Step into down dog. From down dog, come onto your knees. From your knees, separate the knees out. Drop your hips back to your heels and come down into child's pose. Once you get down into child's pose, just kind of rock yourself from side to side. You need to make adjustments to accommodate your knees or ankles or anything else. You could use blankets, cushions, rolled mats, any of those things work. Places where you might use something like that is here between the calf and the thigh to relieve flexion on the knee, or possibly under the arch of your ankle to release pressure there. So we're going to stay with this for just another minute. We're going to walk the arms out toward the front And then take the right arm under your torso so the fingers are pointing out toward the left side of the body. Come down, use your weight to stretch through the shoulder girdle. I'm going to turn my orientation so you can see my arms. So I am here, one arm outstretched, one arm under the torso. And then you can switch over. Alright, release the pressure on both sides. Walk your hands in towards you. Go ahead and grab your blocks. Whatever else you might need. We're going to make this kind of a tall seat, hopefully comfortable. I'm going to practice that Vajrasana pose just for a second. So I'm starting with 2 blocks, and I am sitting so that I'm on my shins, supported here. Feet are flat. So work with this to whatever degree is right for you. You want wide here, because the idea with this is to sit between your feet. So I've gone down to 1 block. May or may not work for you, so do what you want to there, what is appropriate. And then hands together. You're going to inhale, sweep the arms open. On the exhale, cross one arm on top. Reach to your shoulder blades, relax the shoulders down. Start to breathe into the back side of the body. The next time you inhale, sweep your arms open, cross to the other side. So we can take a few breaths and get off of our feet and knees like this. Okay, so relax the arms. Remember, the sounds that you never ever want to hear in yoga are snap and pop, especially around the area of your knees. So always be careful with things like this. All right, so we're going to come off of this and sit all the way down. And move the blocks or whatever you have beside you out of the way. And we are going to come down into our position for the Viniyoga Udvadanurasana. So roll down, drop your feet here, walk your heels in as close to your hips as you can. I'm going to put your hands down so that your hands are at the side of your thighs. And drop them straight down and walk your feet out so that your heels touch your fingers. Okay, that's the alignment that you want for your legs. Okay, so from here, we're going to start with the hands pointing down toward the feet. Just breathe in, and as you come up with your hips, bring the arms overhead and let them come to rest on the mat. Press up through the thighs, and on the exhale, roll the hips back down to the ground and bring the arms back along beside you. We're going to do that 2 more times and hold it. So when you're ready, inhale, press up through the hips, bring the arms overhead, and then exhale back down. Inhale up again. And this time when you reach the height of the extension, stay there and hold it for a full breath, and inhale, exhale. Don't turn your head from right to left. When you're ready to release, exhale, take the arms down, let the hips come back onto the mat. Pull your knees into your chest and rock side to side. And then just drop the feet down. And let's try this for a second in its normal iteration. So we're going to roll the hips up so that you're transferring the weight more towards your shoulders. Once you get here, this is optional, can especially, you can roll your shoulders under you, lace the fingers, and bring the arms back down flat. When you're ready to come out of that, you'll just roll the shoulders out and come back flat down to the mat and bring the knees in. So that more static version, where you had the shoulders rolled underneath you, works more to stretch through the shoulder girdle and holds it so that you can increase the mobility in that area as well as the strength at the same time. When you are doing it in a less static version where we're inhaling and exhaling and moving through the poses, it also works on strength and flexibility, but it gets you there more slowly. I think that there is also less pressure on the neck in that iteration where you're moving the arms, continually inhale, exhale, up and down. The area of the body that you need to be particularly aware of when you're doing poses like that is through the neck. You could probably turn your head right to left like this 100,000 times and everything would be fine. But it is, in my opinion, better to err on the side of caution and not turn your head when you have pressure placed on the cervical spine. It's maybe a better option to track with your eyes. So if you need to look right to left when you're in those situations, just move your eyes, not your head, your whole head. Okay? So from here, we are going to go ahead and just relax all the way down onto the mat with your feet grounded, knees bent. Just drop your knees out to the sides. Use whatever you want to under the knees to support. Remember, this is one place where that rolled mat can feel really nice to support through the hips, so you would use it kind of as a support under the shin and the hip. And you can let your hands rest on your stomach or your chest, or you can lay your arms down on the ground with your hands pointing towards your hips for a little opening through the chest. Sometimes it's nice to do that if you have something like a sandbag or, anything that has a little bit of weight to it, like maybe a pound or two, to just rest on the palm of your hand. These little things These little heart things are actually filled with rice, and they are something that I got a few years ago at a workshop with Judith Lassiter and her daughter Lizzie. So you can just place a light weight on the palm of your hand, flat. It's just enough to suggest stretch through the fascia, increasing the stretch just slightly. So you can hold this shape as long as you like. It's very safe. It is definitely possible to overstretch, especially through the inner groin. I have seen that happen when people want a deeper stretch and they employ that same practice of placing a weight, but rather than put it on the hand, they put it on the inside of the knee so that it forces a deeper release through the inner groin. Keyword being force. So that's always an option if you want to try that. Give yourself maybe one more minute in this shape. If you're ready to start moving out of it, you're certainly welcome to do that. What we're going to after this is moving the knees together, walking the feet apart so you have that pyramid shape, and then the arms crossed with the hands dropping under the shoulder to facilitate more stretch through the fascia. Again, legs are going to be here, knees up and touched, feet walked apart, arms resting across the chest, elbows in the center of the sternum. And then relaxed as much as possible here. I'm just going to hold with the arms crossed in this position for about, 4 or 5 breaths. And then as you feel ready to switch into the other side, you can uncross and recross. And just relax into it for a moment. I don't know if you're able to hear the noises of construction around us, but there's definitely action happening over at what we call the castle, which will soon be Mathieu's Vineyard winery. If you're following his progress, it looks like they are very close to being ready to put in windows. If you have not changed the cross of your arms yet, please go ahead and do that. Just allow the back side of the body to relax and soften. Let yourself be very supported by the mat. We probably all had a very active and busy week. It's nice to have things settling again into normal-ish holiday routines now that we have Thanksgiving down. Getting ready to move into the Christmas season. winding this pose down. When you are ready, uncross your arms. Then come down flat by your sides. So release your legs. If there is any pose that you feel that would complete your practice today, take a moment to work through that. And then go ahead and grab whatever you want. Long sleeve shirt, socks, blankie. Start getting ready for Shavasana. Nobody needs to get ready for Shavasana. Pretty much stay ready for that. Allowing yourself to settle comfortably onto your back. You can use a rolled mat under the back of your knees to release pressure on the low back if you like. I think we've done a great job making it through our first live stream. We only had one small snafu with a little cat fight in the beginning, and then an upside down preceded by a sideways screen. You guys are so patient and kind, and thank you for bearing with me while we work all of the kinks out. You're amazing. I really appreciate having you all as a class, and I hope that this is something that will meet our needs going forward. All right. So once you are settled into your position for Shavasana, you can close your eyes, or not, your preference. Start with lifting your right leg about an inch off of the mat and extending through your right foot. And let your leg come back to rest on the mat. And repeat that on the left side. So lifting the left leg, maybe about an inch off of the mat. Extend out through the heel. And allow the leg to come back down onto the mat and rest. And then move to the right arm. Lifting and reaching out through the fingertips. Allowing the arm to come back to rest on the mat. And then other side. Lift and extend through the fingertips. Settle your arm back onto the mat. And then tuck your chin just a tiny little bit towards your chest. Not to the point that it constricts breath, just so that it lengthens the back of your neck. And shift the focus to the soles of your feet. Keeping the attention settled on the soles of your feet. Notice whatever sensation is there. If you don't pick up on a sensation after a breath or two, Just start to deliberately soften that part of your body. And then allowing either that softening or the sensation, whichever is available to you, let it start moving through the legs. So it's going to start with extending out through your toes and across the top of your feet. Letting it radiate up into the ankles, into the calves and shins, and around the knees. Moving through the thighs, so allowing the big muscles in the thighs to soften. Just be very supported by the mat. So the quadriceps, the glutes, everything. Let the bones in your legs feel a little softer if that's available. And then relax through your low belly and low back. Before you move on from there, relax the low belly a little bit more. And then soften through the rib cage, torso, sternum, shoulder blades, tops of your shoulders, down through the arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, soften through the back of your hands out to your fingertips. Across your palms. Let your neck relax. Allow your jaw to soften. Let the skin across your cheeks and forehead relax. All the different parts of your eyes, the eyelids, eyebrows, and eyelashes, both sides of your nose, both lips, the corners of your mouth, the inside and outside of your ears, your scalp and hair. Let your attention scan through your body. If anything has gotten tight or constricted, if you want to, you can see if you can deliberately relax it. Otherwise, you don't have to do anything. Bring your focus back to your body. Start with deepening your breath. You want to exhale through the mouth. That's totally fine. Just take your time, bringing your awareness back. When you feel like starting to move, do whatever feels most intuitively correct. Like stretching or wiggling the fingers and toes. Eventually, start making the transition onto your side. When you get to your side, just rest there for a full 2 or 3 breaths before you push up to sitting. And your ready is back into a seated position. And get your spine long and straight, eyes closed just for a second. And let your focus rest on your breath. And as usual, with no agenda, just 3 breaths in and out, just breath. It is a delight to share this practice with you. Namaste. May you have peace of mind and peace of heart. And I'm going to pick up the camera and give you a nice panorama of the vineyard this morning. So, here we go. That's yoga today. Thank you for joining, everyone. See you next time.